Hey guys, so in this video here I wanted to show you some videos of war crimes that Ukraine has been committing, and also some more links to Nazism, far right, whatever you want to call it. All the videos that I'm going to show you, as far as I know, are real, and most of them come from the Ukrainian side, as this one that I'll show you in a moment right here. And you can check them for yourself. If you can counter one of these videos and say that it's a fake one, please do. But as you can see, for example, this video comes from Ura, Bangladesh, and the reason I found this video is I saw this one being spread around, which is of them jumping around in what looks like a kindergarten. So you got soldiers setting a base in the kindergarten, setting a base in schools. I think that's pretty much confirmed now, and if you need any more confirmation, I've got another video that's been put out more recently here. And supposedly, again, this is Ukrainians putting this out, right? They look like in some gym hall that's made for a school. It's quite small as well, if you can see. It's a school hall. Apparently this one got taken out actually, so it was bombed. And I guess the Ukrainians will say that, hey, Russians are bombing schools and bombing all this kind of stuff. And yeah, they have almost no option to do otherwise. That's why setting up in a school, setting up in above civilians, while the civilians are trapped in the basement, is generally considered a war crime to do, because it gives the enemy no choice. So war crimes are sort of like why people line up before they get on a train or bus. Everyone can just push in, but it's just going to create chaos, and it's going to create a bad situation for everyone. So we make up these rules that kind of serve little military purpose once the enemy kind of finds out what you're up to. And the only reason you would do stuff like this, or things of this nature right here, so this was filmed in Al Jazeera. It was inadvertently they filmed the Ukrainians coming out of a van, over an ambulance here. So the reason why you don't do that is, yeah, maybe you'll get away with this for a while, and the enemy will respect not attacking ambulances. But eventually, if the enemy is left with no choice, they will bomb every ambulance that they see. They will bomb every school that they see, because you have made it clear that that is where you are hiding. That is where you are fighting from. So now these become targets. Now on the flip side, by the way, the Ukrainians are targeting ambulances themselves, and I don't have that video unfortunately, but it's floating around. And it's also a video that the Ukrainians put out where a guy is about to shoot a missile, and they're showing the effectiveness of it. But the missile he's shooting it, the vehicle he's shooting it at, has a red cross on it. But I haven't seen any proof that the Russians are doing that, but they're riding around and using, their ambulances, their Red Cross vehicles, that they transport injured troops or even civilians with for military purposes. But Ukrainians are. So there you go. This is the cameraman inadvertently. And these guys are pretty keen to rush out. So that's the kind of stuff that's going on, and that's the reason why you don't do that kind of thing. Here's another video. Oh well, this is well, they're transporting goods apparently, but oh, I didn't have the picture. Oh, that's a shame. So you have to take my word for it, but there's a picture also which isn't confirmed, but it's the opposite of this video here. So we have this video of a supposed explosion somewhere, and everyone rushing out. The brave guy stays here. If this is real, if this isn't staged, because from the Ukrainian side it's hard to tell anymore. I'm just gonna assume that it is real, unfortunately. So a bomb has gone off, there are people injured here, and these military guys start rushing in. Now, I thought there was this photo, but what I want to show you is the flip side. So see this guy taking a photo in the opposite direction? He actually took a photo of a couple of these ambulances, and you see, it's not 100% certain, but you kind of see that the military guys might be coming from the ambulance. And I guess without the picture, I'm just gonna have to, we just have to dismiss it because I don't have the picture with me. But yeah, and I'm just gonna scratch that. But this is enough proof, I think, to show that this is what the Ukrainians are up to. But also, now this is an interview has come out. This guy is quite pro-Russian, to be honest. But I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm just gonna quote this thing at the end. And I haven't been able to find this newspaper, but I don't think he would openly say this and mention a newspaper that doesn't exist. So he mentions a German newspaper.
В Мариуполе, значит, им, Шпигелю, рассказывали люди в Запорожье, которые из Мариуполя приехали, рассказывали им, что нацбаты провели, вежливо, конечно, провели мирных жителей в подвале и заняли позиции в квартирах над этими подвалами. Звучит это в западных СМИ, как будто они их защищают. А простите, что это такое, если бойцы занимают свои позиции боевые над этими подвалами, где сидят мирные жители?
Again, talking about how it was a German newspaper, the Spiegel, and you can confirm this. I haven't been able to find the article because a lot of it is in German. That came out and they interviewed some people coming out from Mariupol, and what these people have been describing. By the way, this is what from the Russian side. I can show you countless of videos of Russians interviewing residents of Mariupol, describing exactly this same kind of thing. But you can't confirm that. People are going to say, well, it just shills, whatever. Well, this is the German newspaper, apparently interviewed some of these guys as well themselves, very pro, and still the article, he says the article still had a very pro-Ukrainian spin, but they couldn't help but tell a bit of the truth, which is that the Ukrainian military will lead people into the basement, lock them up in there, and then above that house is where they'll set up their fighting positions. Now there are many reasons for that, including, I believe, a deep-seated hatred for anybody that isn't, 100% or whatever the Ukrainians think that Ukrainian person should be. So attacking the ethnic minority, it's not much of a minority, but attacking those people there, I think that's part of it. Just having definitely, I don't think they would do this kind of stuff in Kiev, basically, is what I'm trying to say, or Lviv. And also it's to make the Russians look bad, to make the Russians look evil, so that the Ukrainian army can keep getting weapons and maybe even get NATO involved. That is, when you have a crime, and I told someone that, when you have a crime, you need the opportunity and the motive. And the motive is only from the Ukraine side to make Russians look bad. Russians have no incentive to kill civilians, especially ethnic Russian ones. Like, they don't want that. If anything, they want more of those to be alive and to occupy the cities that they have taken. They want those people to live. So, but again, that's unconfirmed. So I'm just gonna go through videos that can be confirmed. This guy was killed. And this is one of the last videos we've seen. So yeah, he was killed. Even if you think he's a trader or fighter or whatever it is, he was a Ukrainian kickboxer who was pro-Russian. He was murdered. And this is one of the last videos of him. Yeah, he's dead. Again, as far as I know, if you think it's fake, all the tattoos match up, that's how you know. You can't really see his face. And there's other pretty gruesome photos of him. Killed by the Ukrainians. There you go. And here is a video of them
Meanwhile,
saying
the
that they will
regional
kill
governor
all
of
traitors.
Ukraine has claimed he's ready to hunt down and execute people who support Russia. The chilling words came in an interview with the
Now this is the spin, the propaganda is from RTTV, but the actual video and the words are from Ukraine.
Ukrainian
So just the
news
video
channel.
I got, but yeah. This is the
Today,
Ukrainian
a Russian blogger was shot dead in his car. This means that there are still Russian traitors in Ukraine, and all traitors will be executed. I am not afraid of this word, it will be so. And we will not be able to stop people from shooting traitors either.
I want to remind everyone that a service has already begun work that will look for such people.
It's already operating. You need to understand that we are far ahead in terms of information technology, hacking. We have very good specialists, and there are large databases. Everyone can be tracked. No one can escape justice.
Now, does that sound like... This is why I'm, turning more and more anti-Ukrainian. I can't, unsee this kind of stuff. I can't turn off my brain. And I wish Ukrainians weren't acting that way. I wish Ukrainians would say, well, if we find a traitor, we'll have an open, we'll have a trial, and we'll find evidence, and we'll give him an appropriate sentences for the things that he's done. But Ukrainians are like, nah, bro, we'll just shoot him in the back of the head. And the question is, how are they figuring out who's a traitor or not? You know what I mean? That's the problem, is I believe indiscriminately taking people out for various reasons, including not being able to pronounce a Ukrainian word correctly. So that's what's going on. So that's another video down. What else have I got? Let me do one more war crime one, and then we'll go to the Nazis. It's a nice sentence. So this guy here.
Ну, по-перше, туди інколи долітають.
Oh, let's do the full video.
Туди інколи
So again, this is one of the Ukrainian guys. You can confirm this is on Ukrainian TV. This is their stuff. And what he's saying is sometimes Ukrainian long-range missiles reach those territories, and he's referring to the territories currently under occupation by Russia.
Літають українські далекобійні ракети, типу точки У. Тому я б не ризикував проводити безсмертний
For example, the точка U, which is like that rocket that landed on that train station with those horrible images of a pram and children being killed. That missile has been discovered to be Ukrainian used, that Russians don't use, and it had a Ukrainian serial number. And just ask yourself, why you haven't heard of that story? Why has the story been memory hold and there hasn't been an investigation? You're still hearing about Bucha and stuff. And even Bucha is coming out, but the people weren't like murdered. Well, we'll see. I don't know what the truth is. That's such a complicated thing. But now they're saying that there was a missile as well. And you can ask yourself, well, who was really using missiles against that territory while the Russians were escaping? Because they occupied the territory fairly early on. So, and quite quickly. So, you can ask those questions as well. But this is what you're saying. I wouldn't risk to hold any moral regiment rallies, and he's referring to the May 9th celebration with Russians like
тому подібні дійства. Тому це провокація. Я думаю, що українська армія, якщо вони спробують це провести.
If we try to hold a rally. So he's talking about the May 9th parades.
Здатна дати на цю провокацію адекватну, яскраву
An adequate and bright response.
Відповідь. І, можливо, у вас на заставках багато смішних моментів з росіянами і їхньою технікою. Можливо, у нас 9 травня з'явиться ще одне смішне відео.
So he's basically threatening that if the occupied villages decide to have the celebration, this May 9th parade, which is, by the way, a celebration, it should be a celebration of Ukraine as well, because Ukrainians were part of the Soviet Union and they also won the war against Hitler. My great-grandfather, by the way, was a partisan, one of the few that survived in his crew. So he fought against the Nazis, but I don't know what this guy's ancestors were doing during World War II. They might have been doing something quite different. So, and he's happy to bomb those celebrations, and including civilians, I'm assuming, as well. So there you go. So that's the war crime stuff out of the way. So now let's transition into the Nazi stuff. I hope you guys are still here. So now I looked up this guy's channel through this video, and then I just came across this interesting thing. And you can go to this guy's channel. That's his name. You can see if he's real. You can watch the other videos of him, you know, hanging out with other Ukrainian soldiers here. He's like a regular military guy in Ukraine currently. I don't know from how long this one was ago. 4 days ago. There you go. Just a bunch of Ukrainian soldiers hanging out. I think maybe Kiev, possibly. I'm not sure. Got a nice bunch of tattoos here. That's what got me curious, you know. But it's hard to make out what they were. But I went to this video right here, where he's hanging out with some buddies of his. This one here. Now first notice he's got the black sun, which is a Nazi symbol, and there's a good video of a guy actually describing what it is, and I'll play that in a second. But he's got the Nazi sun here. Oh! And there you go. There you go. I'm sure he's just, you know, giving a nice friendly wave to the crowd, and yeah. That's all it is, you know. His arm was just a bit tight. He's just stretching it out. Oh, there's another one. No, his arm was also, you know, tired. He decided to stretch it a little bit here. There you go, guys. That's Ukrainians for you over here. The regular military force. Where's this guy describing it? So now there's a few videos. Now all these videos are so good, and if you can find this guy on your own.
This black sun symbol, what's the actual history of that? What does it mean?
Heinrich Himmler, who's the leader of the SS, he was very into all this kind of neo-pagan kind of, you know, very symbolic, esoteric symbolism. So in Wewelsburg Castle in Germany, he created... Which is
Himmler's castle, is it?
Yeah, he wanted it to be like a kind of Camelot for the SS. So for senior SS officers, he wanted, you know, this to be their kind of nightly base where they'd, you know, perform various ceremonies and you know, take over the world. Set in the floor of Wewelsburg Castle is this kind of giant marble mosaic of this symbol. It has no meaning. Like it isn't some kind of prior pagan symbol. It has no meaning or context outside.
So Himmler just designed it, did he?
Or someone designed it for him, but that's where it comes from. And it's since been taken on as a symbol of esoteric Nazism.
What does esoteric Nazism mean?
Esoteric Nazi ideology believes that Hitler was literally a deity. He was a god, and it worships Hitler as a kind of avatar of the divine.
It's a religious movement,
yeah,
almost.
Yeah, basically. So it's like a very cult-like, occultic form of Nazism, or you know.
So that's an interesting, and I'll show you some videos regarding to this, and the original video that I won't show, but if you can find this guy somewhere, maybe I'll find it and I'll try link it, but he showed how they took a picture of a woman, Ukrainian soldier, and just randomly she had the sun here. And it's almost like you can't point a camera at Ukrainian soldiers without them having some kind of Nazi symbology. And I'll show you another example of this, and this is from the Buy Me a Fighter Jet.
Here's what the proposal
Russia is continuing to
assault
intensifies
as again, this is something put out by... This isn't a video Russian just made up. It's the Buy Me a Fighter Jet documentary. So here's this guy coming out. The pilot and stuff.
Buy me a fighter jet. It will help me to protect my sky.
Proud Ukrainian guy. And what does he have over here? That's an interesting symbol. Let's see if we can get a better, clearer, maybe close-up of it. I think there is one, but... Oh, there you go. I think that's as clear as it's gonna get. Look at that nice mosaic. I wonder what is that? Oh, it looks very familiar, right? But it's blue. So it must be something else. I mean, best case scenario, he's just a devil worshipper, right? Not a Nazi devil worshipper. Now, when it comes to devil worshipping, let's have a look at this one here. I think it's this one. This is one of the Azov ceremonies, I believe, that they had. These are the heroes that are currently in the basement. So these are the heroes that are currently in the basement with civilians that have every option to leave. And that is one sad video. I've got it up here on the channel. They've got civilians that the Russians just want to get out of the plant. They're giving them every opportunity to do so, but they're keeping them there. And they're doing exactly what the previous reporter said that they are. But they're doing that right now. They're putting the positions above civilians. They're keeping civilians trapped in the basement, and they're keeping and they're putting the firing positions on top. So this is them just chilling out, hanging out. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Yeah, just Ukrainians doing Ukrainian things. It's got the sun symbol also. All of them have the sun, black sun symbol, by the way. The Azov symbol and the black sun symbol. And I can keep going down this rabbit hole, and I can show you that salute. You know, heaps of people doing that salute. But just quickly, if you don't know where the Azov symbol comes from, it was from the SS division. It's like the wolf's angel, so it was supposed to catch wolves. It was like a trap, and this is what the SS used. And it's actually a symbol that's illegal in Nazi Germany. Sorry, in Germany, not Nazi Germany. But that's where the Azov symbol originates from. And just another video to go along with that. This is the police chief from Kiev, I believe. And all I wanted to show you in him, I mean, yeah, he's so this is the police chief of Kiev. I don't know where he is now. I don't know what's happened to him. He says he's kind of hanging out in Poland, last time I heard. But he's got this this thing over here also. I'm sure he's got the Azov one also somewhere. Maybe on his back, or I don't know where it is, but yeah. So that's what it is. The Wolf's Angel. Maybe he's got it on his cheek or so. I can't tell. He probably has it somewhere also. And there you go. So that's Ukrainians for you. And yeah, I know one guy doesn't, you know, necessarily mean anything. But again, there's countless and countless of videos, countless of photos about all this kind of stuff. I've got one more. What else have I got? Oh, this is the... I'll quickly show you this if you haven't seen this yet. Oh, that's hard to see. Well, let me see. This is the recording they had of him. They had an interview, PBS, and they had to blur out the Bandera photo. And if you don't know who Bandera is, you can look it up. And a lot of people who are pro-Ukraine, I've spoken to guys, they despise Bandera. So they don't understand. That's why I'm saying there are a lot of Ukrainians and people who are supporting Ukrainians who have bought into the propaganda, and they also don't understand what's going on. But this guy is a mayor of a city, so he was installed as a mayor of the city. And he's a Bandera worshipper. So that's kind of what they did after 2014, is they installed all of their own people. So it doesn't matter if it's 1% or 2% voting for these guys in Ukraine. They are in the positions of power over there. And just because you don't have many people voting for you officially doesn't mean you don't have control. So this is what this guy says. This is one of the leaders there.
Чи змінилася ваша думка про нього?
And he's talking about Zelensky.
Змінилося.
На краще?
Ну, в принципі, так, він такий виявився більш упертий і більш відморожений хлопець, ніж можна було очікувати. Бачите, ми от ніколи не вгадаєш, ми ж весь час помиляємося. От в цій ситуації виявилося краще. От я злився на український народ, ну як він міг обрати одним з національних символів єврея? Ну, євреєм може бути голова Нацбанку, ну навіть прем'єр-міністр. Ну, президент – це такий самий національний символ, як прапор, гімн і так далі. Він має бути національним, він має бути українець. Виявилося, що якимсь боком зараз найкраще, що він єврей, ну спробуйте пред'явіть зараз нацизм.
And that's why they don't mind for the moment Zelensky being in power there. But I think that's all gonna change. I actually have a prediction of who's gonna be the next prime minister there as well. Who's not? Let me see if I can. I'll probably pull it up later on. But there's another guy who's behind the scenes, he's the consultant to the president, and I think he's gonna be the next one. And I think Zelensky is gonna meet with a unfortunate accident. There's some more pictures here. I think this is quite an old one. I think this is another ritual. Oh yeah, I'll show you this one.
Захищай рід, захищай себе!
Захищай рід, захищай себе!
Тут!
Nice little blood ritual to finish up on over here. Nazis, symbols, Black Sun. And again, this is stuff. This is stuff they put out. They are proud of this stuff, and these are the guys who are sitting in the basement right now with civilians. And this video is just hard to watch. This is the video that Azov Media is putting out. These civilians are trapped there, suffering, and yeah, I don't even want to watch it. I said, let the civilians leave, and then someone's like, oh, who? The orcs? And I said, no, the same pieces of shit that lock civilians in the basement and then set up firing positions in the building above. Now, I don't know if these guys are bots. If these are real people, I feel really sad for them and their level of intelligence. Okay, I think I'll leave it at that, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's not a very pleasant one, maybe you had a little bit of fun, but yeah, this is unfortunately the reality. I'm already starting to like tear up when I see this kind of stuff. I feel so bad for the people here. I can't even tell you. And if you watch the other videos of kids, yeah, it's hard to watch this kind of stuff. But rest assured, this is 100% the Azov's fault. They won't let them leave. And I have a theory that I'm gonna change to something. Let's go back to the Nazi. I have a theory that the reason why they want to sneak these civilians out of the plant without having them go and be interrogated by the Russians or something like that is because they don't want the truth coming out. So they aren't nasty enough to kill them outright, or they might have like taken some out. But what I think the reason why they want to sneak them away, you know, through a NATO van or whatever, they're trying to get them out somehow, is they don't want the truth to come out. Because everyone is going to want to interview these people from the Azovstal, the famous Azovstal steel plant. And what are these people going to say? They're going to tell exactly what happened to them, which is that they were locked in, they were being told that there was no way they could go out. And then the interviewer is going to ask them, hey, did you know that the Russians had all these ceasefires and stuff? And they're going to go, oh, no, we just wanted to leave and we weren't allowed to. By this brave Azov battalion. Anyway, I hope it ends well. I hope they do get out, and I hope they tell their story. And I don't care if the story is anti-Russian or whatever it is. I just hope they all come out and they're all safe, and the truth comes out. I think the truth will out. Okay, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys. All the best.